Everyone, welcome back to another installment of Harry Potter, the Harry Potter Collection. I'm your host, Red Hood 29, and today we're talking about the second movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So, when we last left off, Harry, he was excited to go to Hogwarts. He Yeah, he was excited to go to Hogwarts. Uh he met Ron and Hermione. Yeah, he met Ron and Hermione. They got on the train to go back home. And yeah, the gist of, that was basically the gist of the movie. Yeah, that was basically the gist of the movie. So now Harry's, back at home, you know, yeah, he's back at home. He's get summoned downstairs by the Dursleys. You know, uh, apparently they got guests coming over, and soon as he goes back upstairs, Dobby, the house elf, like comes up, shows up, and he was telling Harry like, "Hey, you can't go back to Hogwarts. Bad stuff's gonna happen if you return back to Hogwarts. This, that, and the third." Um, Yeah, and he's like, I don't really know about none of that. Um, yeah. So he was like, yeah, no, I can't really go. He was like, no, I'm going back to Hogwarts. Dobby was like, okay, cool. You do that. I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure you don't go back to school. So he levitates a cake in front of like the guests, and like Harry does his best to try to stop it, but as soon as he tries to stop it, Dobby like disapparates and like disappears. Vernon like locks Harry locks Harry in his room and puts bars on his window, and then Ron's like Ron and his brothers Fred and George, they bust him out using their father's magic flying car, and then once you know it, they wind up at the Weasley's residence, where Molly Weasley like scolds Harry for taking the car, and like then they get everything that they need. They they travel by flu powder, and so like Harry winds up going to this back alleyway where like Hagrid bumps into him, and they find out that Gilderoy Lockhart is the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, who everybody like fawns over, like everyone. So you know, as time goes on, like they wind up going to Hogwarts, but not before like the platform 9 3/4 barrier gets like unaccessible to Ron and Harry. They wind up having to take the flying car to catch the train to go to Hogwarts. They wind up doing so, but they get to Hogwarts. The Whomping Willow just completely destroys the car, and the car kicks them out. They wind up getting to Hogwarts just in the nick of time. Uh, Snape like winds up reprimanding them. Albus Dumbledore was like, "Hey, like just because they were seen by Muggles does not mean like." You know what I'm saying? That they're expelled. Calm down, Professor Snape. So they wind up getting scot free. They, school year, second year, like winds up going off without a hitch until like people start turning up missing. Now, uh, yeah, it's a basilisk. It's a snake that winds up like petrifying people uh through like various means. It only kills you if you look at it. The first one to go was uh the first, I forgot his name, but he always carried a camera with him. Like he wound up taking a picture of him. He got like petrified and like yeah, he wound up getting petrified to like mm, how the mannequins used to look, like how they like stand still or whatnot. Then uh then Ginny Weasley got petrified, and then Hermione got petrified also. So everybody like winds up trying to figure out who the culprit is. Meanwhile, Gilderoy Lockhart is pretending to like, hey, he's basically the pretend like defense against the dark arts teacher. He's like, hey, you know, I, you know, I'm gonna go down there and help y'all. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Turns out he's just a faker who's been taking credit for like everybody everybody else's achievements. So like turns out they wind up finding like a secret passage hidden within the girls' laboratory. That's the bathroom. Uh Turns out that's where the basilisk is. And so uh but before that, Harry winds up finding a diary left by Tom Riddle or his ghost. Uh, he writes in it and then like gets transported back in the day of when Tom Riddle went to Hogwarts, and he's slowly piecing it together, and he gets spit out of the book, and he was like, "Wow!" Tur- you know, Turns out the diary is a Horcrux from, you know, yeah, it's a Horcrux. And Tom used Ginny, he hypnotized Ginny into like write, secret messages on the wall of Hogwarts, using her as a vessel so that he could, you know, begin to plot. So you know, after after Ron, Harry, and Gilderoy Lockhart go, underground, Gilderoy Lockhart, like, I don't know, he like takes Ron's wand and prepares to like obliviate their memories so that they don't have, memories of the Chamber of Secrets. And like he just comes up with this convoluted plan to like be held a hero, and it backfires because like Ron's wand is broken, and yeah, Ron's wand is broken, and he's like, hey, like he winds up losing all of his memories, and you know they get trapped down there. Ron like shifts some of the rocks so that they could get back through, and you know the Tom Riddle's diary comes to life, and like lo and behold, he meets a younger Lord Voldemort, and so he writes his name like backwards, and he like he was actually Lord Voldemort, and then he like summons the basilisk to try to kill Harry. But once you know it, the Phoenix that was in Dumbledore's office comes to save the day, and claws out the basilisk's eyes. So, and he also brings like the sword of Gryffindor. So, long story short, Harry winds up killing the basilisk by stabbing it with the sword of Gryffindor, but also succumbing to the basilisk's venom. The Phoenix winds up crying over uh I take that back. Harry winds up taking the basilisk's fang and stabbing it into Tom Riddle's diary, seemingly killing Tom and, destroying his Horcrux. Meanwhile, succumbing to the basilisk venom, but not before the Phoenix winds up crying over it, like his wounds, seemingly healing him. And, you know, Hogwarts get Hagrid gets reinstated into Hogwarts because he got taken to Azkaban for some odd reason. This, that, and the third. Um, you know, and that's where the movie ends. Oh, and also it's a post-credit scene of Gilderoy Lockhart like going into St. Mungo's. If you don't know what St. Mungo's is, that is it's basically a rehabilitation for like witches or wizards who have like serious afflictions, like real serious permanent afflictions, such as like permanent memory loss, this, that, and the third. So like, yeah, it was like comeuppance for like Gilderoy Lockhart because he was taking credit for like what other wizards had done. So like, yeah, but that's actually that is that is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie review. We have we have 6 more movies to go through. As always, I will catch y'all in the next video. This has been the Harry Potter collection. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I've been your host, Red Hood 29. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.